So we're going to try and keep it to a nice tight presentation because some of us have an exam after this, which I know we're really excited about. That's what today's about, is the exam. Not really. It's we want to get through everybody, give them enough time, give you some time to have some food, and then be able to recover and prep for your exam. So just to remind everybody, there is 3 mics. I'm only one of them. We've got another one over here for all you presenters, and there's one at the front as well. If the light is red, that means the mic is off. You can just use the handheld ones, whichever mic is most comfortable for you. All right, so we're going to keep going. Those of us online who may be guests and not know me, my name is Tyler, one of the instructors, one of many instructors here for Project 2. A lot of the other projects and in our like a capstone. Who was at capstone on Wednesday night? Okay, just silent hands up. That's fine. All right, so like capstone, it's we like to put a nice presentation at the end of every single term's project. So before we begin, we like to do an acknowledgement that Langara College, where we are right now, is located, and that today we are gathered on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coast Salish peoples, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam nations. Here. So a bit of background. Oh, our special guest has arrived. Is that Langara College, where we are today, is a huge support of what we do in WMDD, not just in capstone, but all the projects. Welcome, Thiago. Welcome, Thiago. And we have a few of our esteemed leaders here at the front who help make these kind of projects possible. In the back, we have some of our faculty are around. You can wave their hands. Yes, there they are. And some former students, past students, not only in the front, soon to be past students, even in the crowd. It's great to see everyone coming back. So quick list of some faculty that make all this possible. All of us, myself included, come from industry. And that's what makes our course so different, is we try to bring what we have from the field into the classroom as best as we can. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone there, but I do like to give a shout out to a lot of our unsung heroes, which are our IAs. Valentina here on the camera. I'm on deep. We've got Anson over there. Yes, a lot of this could not be possible with our IAs. Our markers. It's not just us instructors. It's a huge team that makes this possible. Massive, massive team. All right, so a bit of background from Project 2, anyone who is a guest today. This is our 3rd term. This is their 2nd project. Each term, we create constraints for them to work within, and they have to come up with something from scratch, brand new, and then over the next 12 weeks, which is not really 12 weeks, they put together their project, design it, research it, develop it into what we're going to see today. Was it enough time, everybody? Of course, it's never enough time is the answer. But in 12 weeks, it's incredibly impressive what we do in Project 1, what we'll see today in Project 2, of course, what they do at the very end in capstone. So it's an immense amount of work, but at the end, all of our students have a nice rounded kind of experience, preparation, readiness for the field, which we'll hear a little bit about with our special guests. Exciting. All right. So in this 3rd term, it's the last time where we have a few of our crossover classes with our designers and developers. After this, they do divide completely, and then they only have one class together. So we get a little bit more time working as a group, but it is still very, very difficult. Communication, will we agree, was the toughest thing to keep in check this term? See a lot of nods out there. There should be a lot more nods. It's always very, very tough, not just here, even in the field. It's always a struggle to try and keep everything on track. But now we're a little bit more prepared for what's to come. Like I mentioned, it's 12 weeks, but 12 weeks is not really the actual time because we start from scratch. So it's really a tight 10 weeks, which makes this even more impressive, from the research, coming up with the ideas, Tyler rejecting a lot of your ideas, coming with features, Tyler rejecting a lot of the features because we can't do it in 10 weeks. And then we have our amazing projects that we'll see today. 6 amazing projects. So it's a huge amount of work. We should all be congratulating ourselves for getting to this point. It is a huge amount of work. Yeah. And even more work coming next term in capstone. No pressure there. All right. So we have 6 projects, like I said: Sprout, 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒, Loan Ease, PawGuard, WiseCare, and 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒. And I'll let the teams speak more about their projects. I'm not going to give too much of a preview. They all have lots to show off, lots of research to show off, lots of presentations. And again, lots of materials in the back. There are proposal documents with all of their research printed out on that little booklet. Although if you do look at it, please just look at it and then put it back. It's one book for the students. If you're taking one, you're stealing from a student. And why would you do that? That's no one should do that. But I'll let them come up and go over their projects as each one of them are coming up today. I like to spend a little bit of time here inviting one of our guests at a time to come up and speak. Or I see a lot of kind of face emotion there. I can bring the mics to you. No, you're gonna come up to the spotlight. So we'll go in the order. Yeah, Chi, if you don't mind coming up. Sultan, you're so excited.
I didn't expect to see my face on the slides, but yeah, thanks, Tyler. It's very good to be here, to have the opportunity to see all the good achievement that the talented designers and developers that achieved like in a short amount of time we've been there. And yeah, I'm the UI designer working in a tech company in Gastown, which is called Global Relay. And yeah, looking forward to see all your amazing presentations, and maybe in the future we can work together. Thanks.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Sultan. I work as a software developer at Convergence Concepts, which is located downtown. It's an honor to be here today. I was sitting in one of those seats around a year ago, and I really look forward to finding out what you guys have built for the project today. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to come to me and clarify them. Thank you.
Victor.
Yeah. No, that's correct. That's correct. Hey, folks. I'm Victor, product designer at a startup working on like a mobile app. Good to be back. Good to be back. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sorry for that. Yes, it's all correct. Yeah, I'm a software developer. I work. Oh, first of all, I'm sorry I'm late. Don't do that. Software developer at MNP. I studied with them. I even work with Sultan and she here for Langara. And if you have any question, feel free.
Thank you. All right, thank you to our guests. I think it's quite cool to bring back some of our alumni, and then you can see how they've grown since they've come here. They get to come back and see how the projects also have grown and changed. It's always so nice to see how fast we can move with the technology, and that's one of the very fun parts of our course. But it's enough of me talking. We're gonna get started into the project. You'll be the first team to come up, Sprout team. And they're all being marked and timed while they're here. No pressure. No pressure. We will use the handheld. Put both. Both.
Oh,
Sorry about that. Okay.
We're Team Sprout, and we're here to present to you our online platform. I'm Monica, the lead UX and UI designer for Sprout, and this is Emma. She's 31 and she works as a freelance artist, and she's based from home. And one of the things that she's done over the past few years is join this growing group of millennials and Gen Zers who are into home farming. She's very passionate about this hobby and wants to level up the quality of her crops. But unfortunately, that's not always easy because there are so many factors that can affect crops' growth. So things like seasons, day-to-day weather changes, planting conditions, and even the resources available to her, for instance. But thankfully, she has Sprout and its three main features, with the first being the crop recommendation and yield estimates that would let her know what crop is best for her to plant. The next is the information guide that has information such as the things needed to grow a specific crop and the ideal conditions for them. The third feature is the long-range weather forecast, which would alert her of any drastic weather changes that may negatively impact her crops. So how does Sprout stand up against its like similar platforms out there? Those platforms tend to be quite focused on industrial level farming. And because of that, they tend to have features that are too complicated and too advanced for your average everyday backyard gardener. Sprout, on the other hand, is much more suitable for users like that, especially with its features like the crop information guide and the crop suggestion. In fact, unlike some of our competitors, Sprout doesn't require the use of external devices such as soil data loggers. So next up, let's see Sprout in action with our demo.
Check. Hello, everyone. My name is Don, lead full stack web and machine learning developer. So I'm going to demo our web platform Sprout today. So we can start off in our landing page. So we have a navigation here wherein a user can select, and then it will go to its respective sections. We also have a contact wherein a user can send a message to our Sprout team. And on the mobile side, this navigation turns into a hamburger menu that we can toggle open and close. And on the middle, we have a text input here wherein a potential user can fill in and then select the call to action form with us for the sign up model to open, and then they can continue registering. But for now, we can sign in using our already registered using. So we can fill up our email and password and then select submit. After that, we will be navigated to our dashboard. So we have a sidebar here that a user can toggle open and close. And on the mobile side, we have a hamburger that can also be toggled open and close. So in the main layout, we have a weather forecast for today and also a long weather forecast up to 15 days, which is very important to cultivate a crop. Also on the bottom, we have the top 4 planted crops that has an information when we can harvest the crop, the estimated yield, and also when it was planted. We also have 2 call to action button to create a new crop or view all the crops that are planted. So I want to select the planted crops. After that, we'll be navigated to our Your Crops page, wherein we have a filter, which are a tab here to view all the planted and also to be planted at a later date, and planted and also to plant. So Sprout contains 2 machine learning predictive models. One is to suggest a crop intelligently and also to predict how much a user can harvest in gram per square meter. So now, as a new user, I want to know what is the best crop to plant based on my location. Let's say I want to plant in Vancouver, Canada, and I want to plant it on December 9. So I would select next. As a new user, I don't know the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium level of my fertilizer, and also the pH value of my soil. So I'm gonna select skip. So what's happening right now is we are sending those parameters in our backend and then take the weather conditions that we scraped and then send that to our predictive machine learning model that was trained with 980 data points with accuracy rating of 97%. Now the Sprout machine learning suggested that the best crop to plant is cucumber. So in here, we have two options to maybe to plant it at a later date or to plant it now. I want to plant it now. So what's happening is our machine learning model is actually calculating how much we can harvest in gram per square meter. So it says 3.44. So this model was trained with 28,800 data points using decision tree regressor with an accuracy rating of 88%. Also, a user has the ability to experience using this like in a mobile app with this drawer and also an accordion. And going back to desktop size, we can also delete the crop that we have and select confirm. The next pages will be discussed by Gia.
Hello, I'm Gia. I'm full stack developer and project manager of Sprout. So our next feature and page is the crop guide, which will serve as the knowledge base for the user. So first we have the search function. So when the user types in, we use the bounce function so that the results would be given right away. So let's try to search an existing one. So this one, when you open this, you will see all the information needed to cultivate this crop, such as the ideal condition, fertilizer, growing tips, and the things that you will need to cultivate this crop. So call to action buttons are also here to plant later and plant now. Both this button will redirect you to the your crop page, and we use the toast notification for this one. And if you don't want to use our machine learning model because you have a crop in mind that you want to plant, you could also use your choice from this option, and you'll be given data coming from our database. So that's all for the crop guide. Next is our weather dashboard. So in here, we use Visual Crossing API to have a 15-day forecast, and all these cards at the bottom, such as wind, precipitation, humidity, and warning, updates real time when you try to search for a location. So you could try that as well. And as you can see, everything changes as you try to search for a location. So on our mobile view, this is how our crop guide and the weather page looks like. On the upper right side here, we also have our avatar, which from here, you could select the log out and go back to our homepage. So that's all for the demo. Now we want to discuss the branding.
I'm Jump. I'm a UX UI designer. For our brand value, we want to have an approachable and friendly look and feel for hobbyists. And so we want to add a playful design to make farming more fun experience for our users. So here's our logo. We have our glyph symbol from for our icons, which is the letter P from our logo. We use sans serif for both heading and type body fonts for clear readability. We use Sprout green for our main color, and for accent color, we use purple. So this is our design process. We start by holding a computer analysis, and then we craft our user persona, which is the hobbyists and non-expert farmers who wants to improve their harvest experience. And then we decide our main features, and then design the user flow and information architecture. So here's some of our wireframes and mockup. We divide the features for each designers, and for the crop suggestions page, we want the users to be able to see all the list of the crops and the crop details at the same time. So we have it as a split screen. And for mobile, it's a drawer when you click on the crop. And for crop guide here, we want to show the images. So we will have a card component. So next up is our design system.
Hi, I'm Philip, front-end developer and UI UX designer for Sprout. So for our design system, we've implemented a responsive grid layout, ensuring alignment across desktop, tablet, and mobile versions of the app. Our 8-point linear scale spacing system simplifies the development process of the app since it has less variables, while maintaining alignment with the industry standards. To enhance our visual consistency, we've also implemented a type system, providing reliable reference to the developers and designers while designing the app. And lastly, we've created tokens, making collaboration and design handoff much smoother. With that in mind, we have created our components in UIKit. So for our buttons, we have 5 different buttons depending on the hierarchy of their importance. Our weather card changes depending on weather conditions, Also, all of our UI components are made with rounded edges, making it feel more organic and easier on the eyes. Next is system architecture.
Hi, I am Johan, front-end developer. So here is our system architecture. For front-end, we use a React and Redux toolkit for API calls and global state management. And we also use the TypeScript for type safety. Our backend for CRUD operations is using Node.js with Express. Machine learning for crop suggestion and yield prediction is using Flask with Python. Our data is stored in MongoDB, which is suitable for small projects and good for flexibility. We also used Git and GitHub for version control, and we deployed our projects on Vercel and Render. And we also deployed our components on Chromatic with Storybook to check the components for our designers. And lastly, we used VS Code and Google Collaboratory and Figma and Photoshop and Trello and Slack. Next will be our business model.
Hello everyone, I'm Mugdha. I'm the UI UX designer, and for the business strategy, we have 3 different options depending on the user's need. So first is the free 30-day trial version, which is for the newcomers. If they like it, they can upgrade it to the essentials for $9.99, which has all the general features. And if they want to take the advantage of full advantage of our platform, they can upgrade it to Pro, that is for $19.99, and it comes with the added features like daily growing tips, extended weather forecast, and also advanced crop suggestion. And now for the future features, I'll pass it on to Pooja.
Hello, I'm Pujan Sake, front-end developer. So we have 5 future features planned. The first is to expand our crop database so that it can include a larger variety of crops. The next is to improve our machine learning model so that it can show a list of recommended crops. And next is Sprout can recommend actions based on what users logs of their process. And next is Marketplace, where users can purchase farming tools or seeds. And lastly, we have Community, where users can exchange ideas. So, and next to close our presentation is Moni.
Before we formally close our presentation, I'd first like to introduce the amazing team that really allowed this platform to sprout. First, we have Dawn, who's our lead full stack web and machine learning developer, Gia, a full stack developer, and also our project manager. I'm Monica, the lead UX and UI designer, and our front end developers with John, Philip, and Yuan. And lastly, we have the UX and UI designers, Jump and Mukta. We have our QR code and URL flashed on the screen, so feel free to try out Sprout and sow and grow your farming goals with us. Thank you.
We're gonna open it up for some questions from some feedback from our panelists.
Awesome. Yeah, great work. I think overall it's great. Like you mentioned that you want something fun and playful. I think it definitely on the website, it's definitely very fun and playful with the arrows and the photos that should move up and down. Color's great. Love the green and white color contrast pops. But yeah, there's some minor stuff that can be worked on. For example, on the app itself, some of the hierarchy could be improved a little bit, and also a few the line width are a little too long. It could be like shrunk down a little bit, especially on the desktop version. And it comes with some of the text. A few of them, like for example, planted, the light blue, the contrast might not be there, so just minor stuff. But overall, I think it looks great. I think personally, I would hope like for example, like your marketing material, like all the playfulness could add a little bit more to the app itself, because then the app itself looks more like a little more leaning towards like a SaaS platform, which is fine. I think that's sort of its purpose. But if you can add a little bit of playfulness in the app, that'll bring it like to the next level. Cool. That's it for me.
Yeah, great work. I like it. Well, the first thing, it has to work, and I imagine that you had a path. So you didn't go where places it was not working, and it's okay, it's normal. You only had 12 weeks. I like that you guys presented the desktop version and the mobile at the same time. We did not do that, but it was a great idea. So as I said, it has to work and it worked. But the thing is, what sell your app is the animations and the design. And I saw some animations when you were going from one page to another, and that's really nice. Keep adding that. Other than that, I'll go great.
Good work, guys. I love the product. I love the designs, although Chi will talk more about the designs. I just have a few questions for the developers. I was going through the architectural diagram and I was wondering if the communication between the backend and the database is encrypted.
Yes, it is encrypted.
That's
Everything's
great to know.
encrypted.
That's great to know, because I remember working on a similar project and we did not encrypt the I got the question and we did not encrypt that. That's great to know. Another question I would have is, I saw that the front end communicates with the third-party services, like Google Places API and stuff. I was wondering how you are protecting the API keys, because if they're on the front end, they'll be exposed.
Yeah, so we are using environment variables.
Okay. Okay, that's great one, because we did not do that. I got the same question.
Oh, yeah, and yeah, and also when we are taking the access keys in Google, there is a specific domain that can only access that access keys.
Okay, you're using CORS.
Aside from CORS.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers on security on that.
Yeah, that's great. Good job, guys. Great work.
Okay, so first of all, very impressive. I really like the great motion design, which add personality to the website and also the application. So especially the loading state, it's definitely a highlight. You're not using the like typical spinner, which we see everywhere, so which is very good. And the transition used on the application is also very smooth, like when the side panel collapse, expand. So in general, very good work. I just have a small comment on the focus state of the input fields. So the focus state of the input fields are not very visible. I play around with the website as well, and I found, okay, that might not pass the accessibility test. So that's a small issue, but overall, very good work. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Sprout team. Did we notice they're all color coordinated as well? Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Invite the 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒 team to come up next. Oh, is it 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒? 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒 team's gonna come up next. And we're going to use the portable mic and the demo. So what's the everybody's matching. Nice. I'm getting everything. Are you getting them? Yes, but don't know your cash. Oh,
good morning, everyone. My name is Kash, and I'm full stack developer for 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒. In our society, there is around 60% of old people who lives alone. Can you imagine how hectic it is for them to do day-to-day life, such as indoor, outdoor activities, all by themselves? At some point, they need an external help. There are many volunteers in our society that are willing to help, but there is not a right platform where they can connect each other. We saw this as an opportunity and created our product 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒, which acts as a bridge between the volunteers who are ready to help and the seniors who are seeking assistance. Our mission is to create a safe platform and also maintaining the privacy of the elder and building the trust.
Hello, everyone, and good morning. My name is Alvin, and I am a UI UX designer. So 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒 has three main features that is engaging and fostering connections. So for our first feature, we have the request for an assistance. So the seniors would create a post and will do the task immediately. and compassionate volunteers are willingly to assist them easily. And for our second feature, we have the community events. It's for the seniors and volunteers to participate and organize an events for the community to engage, celebrate, collaborate, and to build a strong community for our users. And lastly, we have the rewards program for our verified volunteers. It's for the volunteers to encourage to do more volunteers for our seniors. And also, sorry, I got lost. For our seniors. So now let's go to our competitor analysis. So in our research and analysis, we found our 4 main competitors. You know, our edge for our application is that we are here to support our volunteers and community. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Ahmed, a full stack developer for 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒, and we're here today to present you our demo. So as you can see on the left side of the screen, the desktop view will be presenting our dashboard or landing page for the seniors. And on our right side, the mobile view will be presenting one of our volunteers. So of course, we have to access the site using an accounts we created for both seniors and volunteers. So as you can see on the left side, the dashboard for the seniors has some features such as the account profile picture and the allowance to join events or creating new events. And of course, it shows down the previous posts and if there's any history posts or active posts for the volunteer, for the senior. And on the right side, the dashboard for the volunteer shows us some features such as the number of points he already got from previous activities and previous participation in our account. And also it shows the medal he currently has and the number of points he needs to acquire in order to get his next badge or next medal. Of course, also it shows the posts and the active and pending posts for the volunteers. So let's start with our main feature, which is allowing the elders to ask for help. So in order to ask for help, we allow our elders to create a new post through clicking the create post button, which will send us directly to creating a post panel where we allow the seniors to add some details regarding their surface needed, such as the surface title, the surface type, and of course, the date and time for this surface. Also, we integrated our API for TomTom Maps, which will allow the seniors to provide the location for the surface needed, which will in return will help the volunteers which live near or can access the location to get in touch with the seniors faster. So once we confirm our post, we will say that on the volunteer side that the number of active tasks has now increased to 2. And as one of our volunteers, we can decide to apply for this surface. So we will apply as a volunteer, which will show the status has now changed to apply. And on the dashboard for the seniors, you can see that now we can go for the post and we can ask for editing the post, which will send us to a single post view showing the number of invitations this post has got. So on this page, we can see the summary for the volunteer profile, which also allows us to see the number of points that volunteer got and the activities he already did for the community. Also, in this case, we would like to accept the invitation from this volunteer because of his good profile and his good picture, of course. So now the post has moved from the all posts pending to the active post. So in this case, both the senior and the volunteer have to meet together and to complete the surface as per the date and time requested. And on the next step, we will ask the seniors to give a rating for the volunteer. So once we go for the review and we can put 5 stars rating and give some comment, then once we press the rating, we can see on the volunteer side that he already got 160 point. After he got the rating updated, he now has 210. So he moved from the bronze badge to the silver badge. So now the volunteer knows that he got the rating from the senior as 5 stars. Also, for regarding more information about the rewards and what he can get, the volunteer can get from accessing more activities and getting more rewards, we can go for the reward page, which will show all the details regarding the badges and the system for the rewards. Finally, for our senior, we would like them to be able to create events in order to make joining and gatherings for more people. So we can go for the event panel and go for creating a new event. We will start by adding the event name. Then for the next step, we can add some details regarding the events, such as the event location and date and time, of course. Also, we allow the seniors to add some special notes regarding the events, such as what they have, the volunteers have to get or dress on that day. So for the next step, we allow the seniors to add a photo representing the event they are going to create. So we can upload a photo from our desktop, and on the last page, we can see the summary for the event created. Then we can submit the event, which will go back to our backend. So on the volunteer side, we can refresh the event page, and we can see that on the participation, there's a list of active events, and we can go for the event we just created right now, the senior just created right now, and we can choose to apply for this event. So that's all from the desktop side. Finally, we would like to show you our contact page, which goes through which has all the details for our team, and if you want to leave a message for our team. Thank you so much.
So as you know, we went through a lot of process to create our app 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒. So we started to make some research and interviews with the seniors and also with their relatives and some home care organizations. So with this information, we created our user flow where we can put these insights into the 3 main features. And with this, also we knew how the users were going to interact with our product. Based on this user flow, we created our first high-fidelity wireframes, where we have now an idea on how it's going to be our layout and the information displayed on it. And finally, we created our high-fidelity mockups, where we can see our styling and our branding guidelines there. So in our brand identity, we wanted to show the connection between both users, seniors, and volunteers. So how we did that? In our logo, as you can see, we put this circular shape, which represents the connection between seniors and volunteers and all of the services surrounding the seniors. So, and also the heart represents the caring between these 2 parts. Our 3 main colors are the pine green, which represents the trust, the peach color, which represents the caring, and the orange, which represents the supportiveness. Also, these 3 main colors generate contrasts. Our typography is made semi-soft. We implement this typography in our logo and enter in our product. Why we implemented this typography? Due to their readability and accessibility features. Finally, we implemented glyph icons. In our UI kit, as you can see, we have the different states of our buttons. And as you can see, our 3 main colors are reflected there, generating the contrast. Also, these cards have complex information. So we try to put this complex information, such as the unanswered and pending, like the different states of the tasks, into simple cards. These cards have round corners, so it gives more like a friendly and live UI kit. Also, with our illustrations, we wanted to give like a more appealing visualization, and also that both users could feel identified with this kind of illustrations. So for us, the designers, it's very important to use the following tools. We have Figma. So with this tool, we created our wireframes, mockups, and also prototypes for our usability tests. And we use Photoshop and illustrations for the image and illustrations creation. Now we're going to have the explanation of the system architecture diagram. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒 and I'm a full stack developer. So for the system architect, for front end, we use React, HTML, CSS, and SAS, and Ant Design as a CSS library. And to store the tokens, we use local storage. To manage the states, we use Redux. And we also use TomTom Map API as a third-party API. And for the backend, we use Node.js, JavaScript, and MongoDB as a backend. And and we use Atlas as a cloud storage. For project management, we use Slack as a communication, and to divide our tasks, we use ClickUps, and we use GitHub to share our repositories. And for deployment, for backend, we use Render, and for frontend, we use Netlify.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jessica, UX UI designer for 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒. I'm going to talk about business model. Our project 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒 is a social project. So we are calling companies to support us as our sponsors for annual expenses, and also as partners in exchange for branding to support us with a reward volunteer program, and as provider services for our community activities. As our future features, we are going to add for the reward program the first aid course and discount for shopping.
And finally, we would like to invite all of you to be part of our community by scanning the QR code and joining our community and leave your valuable feedback. And I would like also to introduce our lovely team who made this come true. So we have for our designers team, we have Alvin and Biant and Jasmine and Jessica and Sarah. And for the development team, we have Sumshai and Farhanj and Akash and myself. Thank you so much and have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you. Questions and comments from our panel. I'll start on this side this
time. First of all, very good concept. I think it's a very realistic problem that our society is facing. So it's good that you guys are focusing on solving this. And very thoughtful features and design process. So I'm very impressed. Just want to have a small comment is that in UX, pretty important rule is that we don't want to trap our users. So meaning that we always want to provide flexible navigation on the application. So when I play around with the website, after I click on like login or sign up, there's no way for me to go back to the homepage. So, and I can only rely on the browser back button, which potentially can be improved, but overall, good work. Thanks.
Great work, guys. I love the idea of the project. It's a very real world problem. And, it needs a solution for sure. I have a few questions about the software architecture design for the developers. I was wondering, because I saw JavaScript was used for the backend. Vanilla JavaScript. I was wondering if TypeScript was considered.
No, not yet.
It was not considered. Yeah, that's a comment I would like to make, because you guys will be going out into the industry and working, and clients are increasingly preferring TypeScript because of type safety. So that's something maybe you guys can consider. Great work, guys. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. Care about people. It's important, it's crucial. And I also agree with the TypeScript. Did you guys have experience before with the React anything? No? Are you guys using that? Go ahead. You can answer.
So we have experience, but most is our 1 to 2 members are new. So that's why we are trying to do from base. That's why we are using JavaScript. But in Capstone, we are definitely going to use TypeScript.
That's nice. That's nice. Another suggestion, I don't know, I should have asked for the first group as well, but are you guys using test-to-test component or unit, anything? If not, start using.
Sorry?
To test component or test unit.
No, we don't have.
Yeah, if not, start using. It's not, I think it's not a requirement for Capstone, but it will shine, it will make you guys shine on interview.
Okay.
So start using test components. Yeah. Good. Great work.
Awesome. But yeah, great work. I love the logo. I like the logo. The typography you guys chose is great too, and the color. But yes, a couple of things you guys can work on. For example, like some of the layout hierarchy and sections could be better organized, and whether it's the margin or the padding. And just little things like, for example, the card for the event, and some of the images are popping out of the card. Just little things like that could make the app look cleaner. It's also like between web and mobile, some of the paddings are different. So if you can keep it consistent, and also some of the fonts, the font hierarchy could be worked on too. If you can work on those, I think it'll improve the app in terms of visuals a little bit more. All right, yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you. Thank you very much to our panel and 𝐓𝐄𝐀 team. For the next team to come up, we have 𝐓𝐿𝐻 team. Something happened to the equipment. Going to use the handheld mic.
Hello, hello.
Hello, everybody. My name is Geraldine, and I'm designer lead and project manager for 𝐓𝐿𝐻. Oh. Don't you feel, let me begin asking you a question. Don't you feel that it's really difficult to find information about loans and scholarships? That's because there's a lot of scattered information all over internet with difficult data that is really complicated to understand. That's why we decided to design 𝐓𝐿𝐻. 𝐓𝐿𝐻 is a web platform made for make it easier to students to find loan and scholarship information, also by filtering all the necessary data for incrementing or improving their educational journey. That's why we decided, we got inspired by the challenges our users faces finding all the scattered data. That's why we decided to implement 3 main features. The first one is Get Your Ease, where you can filter all the necessary information and get all the loans and scholarships, the one that best suits you. Also, we decided to implement interest and loan calculators, as these ones gives you important feedback and also information about the loans attached to, the interest attached to the loans that you are looking for. Also, the latest news that allows our users to keep up to date with all the latest information on scholarships, loans, and all the banking information on the market. Next, I'm going to pass the microphone to Vandita, who's going to explain competitive analysis.
Hello, everyone. My name is Vandita, and I'm the UI UX designer for the 𝐓𝐿𝐻 app. So for the competitive analysis, we find 3 competitors, that is Credible, scholarships.com, and Niche. As you can see, we observe that the scholarships have, this platform has scholarship features. As for the student loans, only all these 3 features have the student loan except the scholarships.com. However, for the filter features, 𝐓𝐿𝐻 and Credibles have the filter features for this applications. So moving to the live demo, I'll give it to Prince.
Thank you, Vanit. Yeah, my name is Prince Olusegun. With me doing the demo is Jill. As we are aware, there's a lot of pressure on international students with their finances. Majority of the students are having difficulty with their financial needs. The cost of living is becoming too high in Canada at the moment. So we decided to put up this platform to help students to be able to apply for loans and be able to plan their budget. So right now, I'm going to use Camila, a Langara student, as a case study. Camila has some difficulties with tuition fee. She wants to be able to get loans so that she can help herself with a forthcoming tuition. So while asking around from her colleagues, she came across a web data-driven platform She wants to get familiar with the site. So she goes to the home page to check some of the features we have. She goes to the about page to check some of the core things that the web platform can offer her. So by so doing, she gets familiar with all the parts of the web platform. And now Camila decides the web platform can be very useful for her. She decides to create an account and then log in into the platform. So after creating the account, she logs in into the platform. So there are other features in the website, the web application. She wants to get familiar by going to the latest news. She wants to get the latest news, just like the recent one about the improvement or the increase in the cost of proof of funds and all of that. She wants to get most relevant information about studying. Yeah, and so by so doing, she wants to get credible information, and she wants to get advice. So by going to the get advice section, she wants to be able to get relevant advice, which is also part of a feature. And after doing all of this, she wants to see if she can actually, if she's eligible to get a loan from all the available institutions. She goes back to the loan eligibility calculator. By so doing, because she's eligible to work for a couple of hours a week, and she earns some money from this job, she earns about $2,500 a month. And housing expenses, because of the high cost of housing now, she pays about $1,000 a month for her housing. And because she wants to be very economical with her spending, she spends about $200 on her groceries. And because she's a Langara student, she has a bus pass, so she doesn't have to spend much money on that. So that is zero. She spends no dime on that. For her health, because she's on MSP, she spends about $75 on that monthly. And so by clicking on the eligibility button, she finds out that she's eligible to get $2,675 loan, which is something very interesting for her and very helpful, because of course, no one would give her such amount of money. Everybody has pressing needs. So after that, she wants to be able to pay over a long period of time, because that is the purpose of getting the loan. She doesn't want to pay in a short period because of her budget. She wants to pay over a period of, say, 24 months. So by checking that, she now sees that she's able to pay $123.44 monthly, which is very fantastic for her. She thinks that's a good idea. She then feels she can apply for the loan. So when she clicks apply, she's able to see the various loans and categories of loans she's eligible for. Because she's a postgraduate student studying at Langara, she feels she can apply for one of the loans at she can either apply for loans or scholarship. So by using the filter, she's able to do that. And then by going around, she feels she wants to be able to apply for a loan she'll be able to pay within that period of time. So under the career, she wants to apply for the one that has all, because she's eligible for that. So from here, she can apply for any of the available loans or scholarship. And so after doing all this, Camila decides the application is very helpful for her. She logs out of the application. And one more last thing, she wants to be able to use her phone to navigate around. So she sees that the web application is equally mobile responsive. And also, yeah, that is all. Now I'll be passing it on to Jill to continue with the tech stack.
Hello everyone, I'm Jill, a full stack developer at Lonis. So for our technology stack, in the front end part, we have used React.js as a framework, and for the backend, we have used Node.js, and for the database, we have used MongoDB, and we have connected both of them with REST APIs. And in the design, for the design part, we have used Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, and Figma. And for the full management of the project, we have used Slack, Trello, and GitHub. And to deploy our website, we have used, for the front end part, we have used Vercel, and for the backend, we have used the Render. So now I will pass on the slide to the Ankush.
So let's start with the product process. So in the product process, we start with understanding the users needs, what their problem they are facing. So So in this we get to know about that they are facing problem with the loans and scholarships, and after that it has like different steps it involves. Like we done like wireframing research and testing, and after that implementation. And after that, we have done the UX research. In this, we usually like focus on two methods. One is Zoom and one is in person. In this findings, we get to know that 80% of our potential users will use this. We will use our app, and also the 40% were like pretty confusing about the loan calculator because of their unclear navigation. And these are our wireframe with the annotations, as wireframes are just placeholders, and we just place our content there without putting any colors and graphics. And with this insights, we get to know we decided to do high fidelity mockups. In this mockups, we use our like branding colors and put some elements and graphics also. And these showcase our final products before the development. And now I pass on to Geraldine for branding.
For our logo, we decided to use two main components, which is the grad cap and the loan ease word, because we are working with students and we want also to embed our core values and goals into something new and creative. As well, we wanted to create a clear layout and understandable pages. That's why we used Roboto and DM Sense as our main typographies, which also have the variable weights that can be used throughout the app. As well, we want our students to feel good and trusting using our platform. That's why we chose blue, that is reliable, reliable, and yellow, that is a versatile and wise color, for our main colors. For the UI kit, we decided to stick with the main colors we chose previously, adding some shade variations as well as neutral colors to add contrast and consistency. We decided to pack all our information in cards and containers. That simplifies the reading on the app as well as the information content. As well, we decided to implement different kinds of buttons with our main colors to simplify the search. And maintaining the consistency through the app, we used lane-based icons. For the future, we plan to implement My Budget feature that allows you to track your budget consistently as your spendings and earnings, as well get help, which is a pack of tutorials and useful insights and information, so you can understand a little bit more about the world, the banking world and the loan and scholarship world. And also My Pay, which is going to be a repayment option, so you can get up to date with your loans and scholarships. I'm going to pass the microphone to Bandita, who's going to explain the business model.
Thank you, Geraldine. So for the business model, we come up with for the premium subscription fee so that the students can apply for scholarship form. And for consultation services, they will get consult with a professional advisor about how they can apply for the scholarships and how they can save their budget and which is best institute they want to enroll in. And the last one is advertising and promotions. So we will plan to promote our application in social media platforms so that all the students can get engaged in the Loanies applications. So before to wrap up, this is our wonderful teams that we work with, and I will introduce to my team. So for design, we have Geraldine, our design leader and project management manager, and me, myself, Adita, is a UX designer. Ankush is also UX designer, and for the developer, we have Arish and Presa backend developer, and Jill, Vaneet, Brian, and Noel are front-end developer. So feel free to scan the QR code and join the Loanies app. Thank you.
All right, great work, great work. Love the color. Logo's great. The typography works well, especially when you pair it with the color. Reminds me of like definitely like, you know, banks like Sun Life or like BMO or like, you know, insurance, stuff like that. So I think it really fits the brand. But in terms of design, some stuff that can be worked on, I think you guys already help some of the hierarchy with like cards and stuff, but I think that could be I guess improve a little bit with like some of the padding margin. I think a couple of the other projects also had similar issues, so that's definitely something to work on. And also some of the color contrast, like for example, the white text on yellow button might not be that legible. So little things like that could definitely help improve the visual. And I think in terms of feature, one minor thing I'm assuming might not be too difficult to implement would be like, for example, right now, the users you guys assume is either I need a loan or I need a scholarship. What if I need a mix? I think in the estimate, it'll be good to just add one more field like, yeah, I got scholarship too. Then I need less loan. It might help people, increase their chance of getting a lower amount of loan. So I think adding that would help with the user experience also. But yeah, so that's pretty much on my side.
Yeah, great job. Even now, blue and blue. At least for me, I'm old, so I don't think so. Yeah, I agree with you, Prince. It's very expensive to live here. It's I didn't see any state manager. Are you guys using? No?
Sorry?
State management, like Redux or anything?
No, we are only using.
Yeah, it's way easier for us to start using because it's way easier for us. Other than that, good job, great job.
I love the idea of the project. It's an ongoing problem and definitely needs a solution. All of us being students, we know how difficult it is out there these days. I do have a few questions and comments about the software architecture though. I saw in the architectural diagram, there's the front end and there's the back end. And then the database is inside the box for the back end. Like I work for a services company and we present to non-technical people all the time. I'm a developer. I knew what was happening, but it was not very clear for a non-technical person to know that the backend communicates with the database because there were no arrows. And then I can tell you right now, as soon as you add the arrows, the first question they'll have is the communication encrypted? So that is definitely something to think about. But I love the project otherwise. Thank you.
Very nice demo. It walk us through the features of the application, and design wise, I really like the logo. It's an awesome choice to use the isometric style to recreate the scholarship hats, and it represents the branding so well. Really good work. And I have a comment on the website. I played around with the website a bit, and I found the about an FAQ page. They're not styled in the same UI kit as the home and the contact page. So it is pretty important to provide a visually consistent experience to our users. So this is something needs to work on, but overall very good progress.
Thank you, Loni's team. We're halfway through. I'm going to invite the next one, 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒, to come up. Sorry, halfway through. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. One mic, two mic, 5 mic.
No.
Good morning, everyone. We are team 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒. I'm Kimi, full stack developer. 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒 is a mental health management application for employees and employers. I think you guys have your own way to reduce your stress, but imagine that you are the manager and how to handle the employee's mental health situation. I think it's very difficult. About 35% of individuals have experienced burnout in the workplace, according to the Mental Health Research Canada. Why? There are 3 problems. The one is the shortage of the physician. About you have to wait 16 months to take a medication of mental health medication if you need, according to the City News Vancouver. The second one is a chronic shortage of the labor force. It forces employees overwork and they sometimes feel burnout. The last 3 are the inefficient mental health management platform. About 60% of individuals are not satisfied with the mental health support from their companies, according to the Mental Health Research Canada. Addressing this problem, 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒 is a solution. 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒 helps to detect early signs of the mental health problems of their employees. And we also provide mental health support for employees. So next is our features.
Hi, I'm Shotika. I'm full stack developer. So for our features, employee can take personality tests and mental health assessment to understand their mental health status at that time. And they can also chat with our AI chatbot to get support and advice based on their personality type. And they can access to our educational resources to get more information. Moving on to the competitors, we have 4 competitors now, which are Headspace, BetterUp, Talkspace, and Lila. All of them try to improve mental health for each user, but they not offers assessment and AI chatbot to tailor support for each user. Next, my team member will go to our wonderful demo.
Thank you, Jyotika. Hi guys, I'm one of the UX UI designers of 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒, Ritik Sharma. So from our homepage of 𝐓𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒, users can access 2 different kinds of dashboards, either organization or employee. So now I'm going to be acting as a member of an organization. I'll go to member login. So here I'm a member of Langara College managing my employees. On the dashboard, we can see some data-driven statistics showing total number of employees, active users, overall workplace well-being, our assessment trends, and some anonymous feedbacks. Also, we can see there's an insight about monthly assessments which were taken this month. Now, if I want to accept new users into our organization, I'll go to the management page. Here I can see there's a request from an employee. I'll simply accept, and this adds them to our organization. Now, I can see there is a notification about new employees who have taken the mental health assessments this month. I'll click on view results. This will take us to assessment records. And in this page, we can see and get more insights about the mental health assessments of this month. All of the employees are anonymized. We can see the current condition they're suffering from, what is their previous level and what is their current level. We can also sort them from different departments. And finally, we can notify certain employees who haven't taken the test yet. Now I would like to pass over to my teammate to explain how 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒 works for employees.
Hi, I'm Akiko, UX UI designer in 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒. So let's say I'm an employee working at Langara College, and I've been stressed out since I have a lot of work to do. So now it's time to check out my mental health status in 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒. This is my dashboard. I can see my current mental health status on the top, which is depression, anxiety, and burnout. So since I've taken 2 of them, each score is 8 out of 27 for depression and 3 out of 21 for anxiety. Below that, I can see assessment history, so I can compare previous results at once. Okay, now I got a notification from manager to take burnout assessment this month. So let's do it now. Going to the assessment page and click the button to take assessment and filling up all the questions and submit anonymously, which means my manager wouldn't know my result directly. So now I got the result, the score 75 out of 75, which means a severe risk at burnout. So going back to the dashboard, now I realized I haven't taken my personality test yet. So let's check it out too. So going to the personality test page, and I'm going to fill up all the questions, then submit anonymously too. Now I know my personality is ESTJ, and I can see the description below. If I'm interested in more details, I can jump to the original website to check the detail. So going back to the dashboard, and now I know my personality, and I've been stressed out. I've been struggling with burnout, but I don't know how to deal with it. So let's check out the educational module. There are a lot of variable resources related to mental health, but I'm going to check the burnout article here. I'm going to read through this article and click the button marked as complete. Then checking the dashboard, now I can see the progress bar has been changed. Lastly, this platform is also responsible, so I can check my mental health status from my phone too. Then now I'm trying to use AI chatbot to ask question how to mitigate my stress. So this chatbot is very helpful for me because I sometimes hesitate to share my mental health status with someone, especially my manager, because it might affect my evaluation. So now I got an answer from chatbot, and this answer is based on my personality type. That's all about demo. Next up is tech stack.
Hey everyone, I'm An. I'm a full stack developer for 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒. So our application is comprised of 4 layers, and data has to travel through these layers from the left to the right to reach the end user in the bottom right. So it all starts with the database management. MongoDB is our main operational database for storing the assessment and progress data. We're using Clerk, the user management service, to store our user accounts. And we're using Contentful, the headless CMS, to allow our designers to author the educational articles. Next up, on the server side, we're using Next.js route handlers powered by Node.js to serve data to our users, authenticated with Clerk. And we're also using ChatGPT API here to create our AI helper chatbot. And all of this data comes together on the client side to feed our user interface, which is Next.js pages powered by React.js. We made use of many advanced component libraries here to deliver the user experience that you all just saw right now. And finally, our application is deployed and hosted on Netlify with our domain name coming from GoDaddy. Moving on to tech tools. So our designers we use the industry standard tools, Illustrator, Photoshop, and Figma. And for project management, we use Jira, GitHub, and Slack. Next up is our design process.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sejal. I'm one of the UX and UI designer. After identifying the problem, we had a user interview, then built a persona, and followed by user flow. We also conducted a design thinking workshop, which helped us to gather more valuable insights for our project. We started a workshop with an empathy map and then ended up with a paper wireframe. After brainstorming some ideas on paper wireframe, we moved towards the low fidelity wireframe on Figma. Here, we keep on iterating our design and improving the UX. This is how we reach towards our final mockup. As you know, we have 2 different users. One is organizational, another one is employee. Keeping that in mind, we differentiate both the designs. For organization, we keep it more bold and sophisticated look, implemented features and functionality according to the organizational needs. And for the employee, we keep it more simple and easy to navigate flow. Moving on to our UI kit, our logo is a combination of 3 circles. The symbol represents a human. And on the other hand, the half blue circle and the yellow dot shows the organization's support towards the employee. For our colors, we are using blue as our primary color, which also gives the sense of calmness and trust, which is really required in our website who deals with the sensitive information like mental health. Our secondary color is orange, and we are using black and white to balance the designs. For our icons, we are using outline icons, which are also universally recognized by the users. We are also using some components, some charts and graphs on our dashboards. And for the typeface, we have Archivo has our display font and Manrope has our body font. Now my teammate will run through our business module.
Hi, I'm Hridya. I'm a full stack developer. So for our business models, first we have startup wellness, which is for companies with 300 employees. The second one is mid-size partner for companies with 300 to 1,000 employees. And the last one is for larger organizations where the company would have more than 1,000 employees. So as the number of employees increases, the cost per employee would decrease. The next one is our future features. The first one is personalized plans. So based on the individual assessments and preferences, plans are tailored to strategize reducing the stress. The second one is daily mood tracker. So with the help of AI analysis, daily mood is tracked to assess users their potential triggers. The last one is gamification elements, which will be implemented to encourage user engagement and also reward their positive habits. So before we wrap up, I would like to express my gratitude to the incredible team that made 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒 possible. So we have Chris, Chotika, Ann, Kimi, and myself, Hridya, as the full stack developers, and Akiko, Sejal, and Ritik as our UX UI designers. So let's revolutionize our business with a focus on employees' mental health care. Also, you can try out our app using by scanning the QR code on the screen. Thank you.
Where did we start? Did we start here? We'll start. Oh.
Wow. How could you folks achieve this in such short amount of time? Like there are two dashboards, employee and the organization and also a marketing website. It's so amazing. Congrats. And design wise, I think the UI is really clean. It's very polished, and specifically, I like the assessment record card design. In the organization dashboard, it's having a very nice layout with focusing on the primary information, which is a percentage, and then you folks made a good choice of the font scale, font weight, so they can emphasize the hierarchy of the information. Really good job. But a small suggestion is that for the card design, I would like to see the right icon, which is the animated like arrow graphic, to be more descriptive and more related to the condition itself. Because right now it's a little bit conflicting with the increase and decrease percentage at the bottom of the card. But overall, very, very impressive. Congratulations.
So this project is about mental health. And I saw some personality types and stuff over there. I don't know much about it. I keep myself away from it. But just looking at the website, I felt a very feel-good feeling. So whatever you guys did, you did an amazing job with the design. So good job on that. I do have a few questions for the developers though. I saw something different in the architectural diagram here. I noticed that the calls to third-party APIs like ChatGPT are being made from the backend, which is something good to see. And I'm wondering what went into that decision, because that is something different I didn't see in other projects.
For this chatbot, right? ChatGPT.
Yeah, because the chatbot would be on the front end, and you could just make a call directly from the front end.
Oh.
No?
Yes, correct.
I know the answer, but I think that was done to protect the API keys.
There is some data that we need for chatbot, like personality type. So we calculate from that and let the ChatGPT call that data and processing to display to the client. Yeah.
No, but that's good to see, because if it would have been done through the front end, then the API keys would be exposed. So this is really good job, guys.
Yeah, good job. I like the tech stack. It was very well explained. Is it Kimi? So you explain very well. You present very well. Good job. We had one guy on our team like that, right? And we remember here in the beginning. And you are a developer, so keep that. I present 2-3 times a week, and I don't have this skill. So good job. Very nice layout. I like the animations when you guys move from one screen to another. It's very smooth. Good job.
Yeah, great work. Very polished, very clean. A lot of work done in a short amount of time. Yeah, I love it. Especially the transition, the hovering of the arrows when you see the dashboard. on a loading state, you use the icon floating. So all these little details, I think it really visually makes it, a better experience. I mean, just also like a few minor stuff you can work. For example, like in the dashboard, most of the I guess the diagram, the pie chart is rounded, but then one of them it has like a sharp corner. So if you can make it all consistent, and just I think minor stuff like that would elevate it a little bit more. But yeah, besides that, just a couple of things I want to point out too, which is really cool because the project itself is measuring people's emotional state. And then you show the history. Essentially, you're showing people the impact of your product, which is great. Like it might be like an indirect result, but that itself can show your clients, users that, hey, this app is, affecting the employee, or this website is helping out with this, and you can see the results here. I think for me, I'm not too sure how this ties in with the personality tests. I'm not sure how right now, but I'm sure like in the future when you guys deal with the personalized, help, that might go into play. So for now, I'm not too sure how it connects together. Yeah, and also just by looking at it, I think in terms of product itself, there's so many things you guys can play with. Like for example, giving people resources, but then you can keep that as a premium, stuff like that. I think there's already a lot of stuff like, hey, your company has resources, you don't need it. Sure, we'll give you like a lower tier in terms of cost. And if you need it, great, we'll provide it to you at additional cost, and you can see the impact by looking at your history of your employees, happiness. Yeah, just little things like that. I think it's great. Awesome, great work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Next team, Hoggard. Who has pets? Who has a pet? Anyone has a pet? There we go. This one's for you. And if you don't have pets, it's okay. You could get a cat. And if you're allergic, there's pills for that as well.
Hello, everyone. We are here to present our pet health management platform, PaulGuard. I'm Jillian. I'm one of the UX UI designers and also a project manager for our team. Pets are many of our best companions and sometimes even family members. According to a survey by Canada Animal Health Institute in 2022, 60% of Canadian households have at least one cat or a dog. And the rate of veterinarian visits has been continuously increasing and surpassed pre-COVID crisis levels. It is clear that the need for pet care and health management have been increasing in this country. But we found that pet parents find it challenging to keep track of their pets' health records and conditions, and as well, especially when their pets are seniors, have chronic diseases, or when they have multiple pets. There is also a lack of tools to both track their pet's health and also find relevant medical resources that fit their pet's unique situations. Hence, the idea of PaulGuard was born. We offer the following 3 features as solutions. And the first feature is pet health tracking, where users are able to track and record pets' medications, appointments, and vaccinations, as well as record their daily logs. And for our second feature, it's a specialty vet clinic recommendations feature, where clinics are recommended based on each pet's special medical area of concerns. And our third feature would be the insurance plans recommendations, where insurance quotations from multiple companies are recommended to our users based on their pet's breed and age. And PaulGuard is not alone on the pet care platform market, but we stand out by having more comprehensive health tracking items, including weight, food tracking, and more. We also offer an exportable PDF report of all collected pet data, which users can download or print out to share with their vets as reference. And we have an event calendar on our dashboard, where upcoming appointments and medications can be easily viewed for our users' convenience. And lastly, our clinic and insurance recommendations features are personalized and driven by the user's pet's data, making us truly unique. Now I'll hand over to Yuki and Sylvia to present our demo.
Thank you, Jillian. Hi, everyone. My name is Sylvia. I'm a front-end developer, and with Yuki, we're going to be presenting the demo. So Yuki has been using Pogger to track her pet's health for a while now, and she has recently adopted a new cat named Alex. So Yuki is going to now add Alex to the website. While Yuki uploads the information about Alex, let me tell you that we actually did our own research to populate the fields for the breed, the blood type, and the medical necessities for both cats and dogs. And we also, once the profile is created, Yuki will be able to track Alex's health. Now we will be redirected to the dashboard, and Yuki needs to track the health of her obese cat named Binky. And it's supposed to show, but it's not showing. It's supposed to show on the left navigation, the pets, where we're gonna be redirected to the individual pet page where we can manage pet logs, appointments, medication, and vaccination. Now what we're gonna do is add a pet log where we can introduce information about the weight and food. Also, we can manage stuff like activity levels, urine, and stool amount. Now Yuki is gonna input information about the food, which is salmon in this economy, but okay. And now that the pet log is safe, we're gonna go back to the dashboard where we can see the pet's overview, which includes information about ongoing medications, upcoming appointments, a graph that resumes the meal information and the weight information as well. And on the right side, you will be able to see the calendar where the user can see all of their obligations regarding both medications and appointments. We can see in the dashboard that Binky has been receiving less amount of food, but his weight remains the same. So what we're gonna do now is go to clinics and find a new specialist. So we can see that the specialties field have been pre-selected, and we can also see that the clinics are sorted by rating. Let's go ahead and click on Binky. Yuki is now going to enter the city that suits her the most and choose the clinic that suits her the most. In this screen now, we can see the contacts. She is gonna make a call and make an appointment on the 15th of this month. Let's log that through My Pets and appointments. We can see that Yuki has an appointment today, but she actually canceled that because she needed to be here. So we're gonna go ahead and delete the log and add a new appointment. Here in the clinic's name, we can see that the fields are auto-completed. That information comes from our database, which we created ourselves. And now, once she inputs the information about the appointment, we can see the map and the clinic card in the bottom. So now we're gonna go ahead and show a little bit, oh, sorry. Since the appointment is gonna be soon, Yuki is going to download the report so she can either print it or send it by email to the clinic. There's the pet log. And now we're gonna show a little bit about the responsiveness of the site. Since the cat is obese, it clearly needs insurance. So let's go ahead and do that. We can see that the fields are also pre-selected, but let's click on Binky and get the quotes. In this page, we can see many insurance plans, and we can see details like the reimbursement, coverage, and deductible. Let's go ahead and click on the details of the cheapest one. We can see that it covers very general stuff. We have everything that it covers. And so let's go ahead and compare it to the most expensive one. We can see that the most expensive one covers more things, including nutrition, and we can also see similar plans to this one in the bottom. Well, Yuki is now overwhelmed by the current status of the economy, so she decides to leave it for now. On the future, Yuki will continue to track her pet's health through Poggart. And that would be the end of our demo. Now, Sanika is going to take the stage to explain a little bit more about the UI kit.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sanika Coutinho. I'm one of the UI UX designers of Bogart. I'm going to talk about our UI kit today. Our logo consists of a paw and a shield, which symbolizes safeguarding our pets. Our brand colors are blue and yellow, which radiates harmony and liveliness, reflecting the joyful and peaceful nature of our pet companionship. For secondary colors, we have used dark blue and salmon pink, which evoke a sense of sophistication and warmth. We have used rounded buttons for a softer and playful look, and we have used outline icons for a cleaner and versatile look. We have used Poppins as a typeface due to its rounded curves and for a more modern look. Using all these elements of our UI kit, we created components which helped us build the layout of our website. Moving on to the UX development, we first created low-fidelity wireframes to build the foundational structure of our website. But after a few initial usability tests, we realized that we needed to make a few changes to our design. One of the changes was on the individual pet pages. We went from having the form displayed at all times to having the form displayed on the click of a button. This helped us create a friendlier user interface and made it feel less like a task for the users. Our second change was on the pet dashboard, and we decided to have the pet overview of the upcoming appointments and ongoing medications of the pet for an easy and quick visual representation of information as soon as the user lands on the dashboard. Our next part will be system architecture, which will be presented to you by my teammate Azim.
Hello, my name is Azim, lead and full stack developer for Bogart. In the for design, we use Photoshop, Illustrator, and Figma for images, icons, and wireframe and mockups. And for development, we followed the MVC design pattern. In the backend section, we employed MongoDB for data storage and defined the data model and schemas using the Mongos. And the controller implemented by Node.js and Express. And for front-end, it was built by React.js, and also we used third-party API TomTom for map. Front-end and back-end were deployed on two different domains, then they interact with each other through 65 APIs that we created in the back-end. And for deployment, we hosted our project by IIS on Windows dedicated server, and we used Cloudflare and Let's Encrypt for our domain NS settings and SSL certificates. Also, we used Git and GitHub for issue tracking and code repository, and we used Jira for project management. All clinics and insurances data are in our database, and we used website display to collect all this data. And also in front end, we created our own components and modified components from React Suite and Recharge to fill our purposes and design. I will give the stage to Yuki to present the business model.
Thank you, Azim. So it's always important for any platform to earn income for further development. For Bogart, because one of our major feature would be provide insurance quotation to the user. If offer opportunity for any insurance company cooperate with Bogart, we can deploy pay per click to generate income and also direct the user to the corresponding insurance website. Regarding the in-platform advertisement, because our major target user would be pet lover, it provides great incentive for any pet-related business to put their advertisement on our platform to increase their exposure. With the income we generate, we are planning to have the following 3 features. The first one is the in-platform clinic appointment booking, because currently our platform can only allow users to fill the clinic contact information. The second one would be the email or in-platform notification, and the third one would be the trend and health suggestion, which will be based on the pet health data the user input. We are aiming to become a more comprehensive pet health management platform. So that would be the whole demonstration of our product. ProGuard cannot be as complete as you can see without our amazing teammate. So once again, for developer, we have developer lead and full stack developer Azim, front-end developers Sylvia, Harno, and me, and full stack developer as Daha as well. For designer team, we have Cassie, Seneca, Akil, and Jillian as UX and UI designer. So please feel free to scan the QR code on the left-hand side. Let's safeguarding our pet and simplifying the caring progress together. Thank you.
All right.
Awesome, great work. A lot of features, a lot of stuff. Exporting PDFs and all that. It's definitely not easy. Great work. In terms of design, I think overall love the playfulness, the color, and I think that's something that could be taken further. For me, the biggest thing is definitely the charts. Like when I see the charts, I know there might be constraints with the library you guys use or something, but when I see it, it reminds me of like more serious stuff, maybe like at a engineer's office or like at a tax accounts software. Like if you can make that more playful, I think that'll definitely add a lot more to the app. But overall, feature-wise, great stuff. I think I would definitely use it because I have a cat at home. Very, very helpful to use. And another minor thing also is, I know this is an edge case. There's one page where you are able to toggle between different pets and it's right next to the title. Some edge case might be a little bit tough to work with. I mean, there's always a solution is that when, let's say I have like 6 cats and it's going to start overlapping, right? So, and at that might not be as big of an issue right now, especially in Vancouver, because it's a pretty small space. But what if people like live in the suburb, they have like big houses? I have a couple friends that do have multiple animals and some that have more than 10. So that might be an issue for folks like that. But yeah, overall, great work.
Congrats, nice job. I see some front-end errors, but Sylvia managed it well. Mostly on the mobile, was not covering everything, but it's okay. It happens, and it will happen in the future again. Don't worry. Again, I didn't see any tests and then state management on your architecture, so use it. It will be easier for you guys. Did you see how many screens you guys built? A lot of screens, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 developers. We did not build that many, right? Yeah, good, great job. Even exporting to PDF, yeah, nice. The forum, one thing that I saw and could help you guys in the future, you're just a hidden button, and once you click, it fills everything, so you don't have to worry about filling. Yeah. I'll leave something for him.
I love the project, guys. I love animals. I love cats and dogs. I don't have a pet, but I really appreciate a project like this. I have a quick question for the developers. I noticed you guys use React, and I was wondering if you bootstrapped a React project from scratch or if you use something like Create React App.
It's from scratch.
From scratch? You did everything from scratch? That's amazing. Great job, guys.
Okay, so yeah, I have a cat too, and I would love to use this app. I believe this will make my cat happier so that she can be nicer to me. So yeah, in terms of the design, the responsiveness is flawless, which is good, and very great typography choice. It has the like personality, but also very legible. Great work. I have a question. So in the presentation, you mentioned that there's like a change between wireframe to mockups. So in my work, it's rarely to see a big change, like especially the layout change from wireframe to mockups. So I'm curious to know more. And I'm wondering what is the change driven by, and how you folks validate which version works best.
The changes were we like made these changes through, because we did conduct some usability tests with our prototypes and like our original designs of the wireframes. And we found out that some of them might not be as effective. For example, the form being on the top, it's like some users told us that it would be distracting from the actual added record underneath. And with these feedback, we decided to make the changes in our final, develop to the final mockup. Yeah.
Awesome. It's really great that you guys conduct usability tests and figure those problems and solve the problems. Thanks for the answer.
Doing nice on time. So we have one more project. Echo team to the front. Education-based, another education-based.
Hola a todos. I'm Cindy, front-end developer and project manager of our project 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒, which stands for Educational Career Orientation. Today, I'll take you on a journey. So I come from Latin America, a region where around 40% of post-secondary students find themselves switching careers. I find this issue close to me because back when I was a high school student in Ecuador, getting career advice was like wandering through a maze without a map. So I ended up picking my major based on what my parents thought was best. But why does this happen? Why does it's a reality? Basically, it's because counselors, there's a lack of professional guidance for high school students in Latin America. And if there's any guidance, the counselors might not be well trained. Students have to deal with long paper-based confusing tests. So that's why 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒 is not just a project, it's a mission to change how young people like me back then can pick their careers based on what their skills are best.
Hi, everyone. I'm Raha, full stack developer, and we are all three to present you 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒, a web application designed to reshape how Latin American high school students navigate through their career choices and also transform the way counselors provide guidance. Let's dive into 𝐓𝐄𝐀's features. So for the students, 𝐓𝐄𝐀 provides a variety of tests offering personalized and simplified insights, which will help a student to make more informed career choices. On the other hand, 𝐓𝐄𝐀 present visualized data for counselors, which will empower counselors to give more informed guidance. But how we connected the counselors and the students? Through automated appointment scheduling and also the notification, we bridge the gap between the guidance and action.
Hello, I'm Priscilla, front-end developer at 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒. How does the world solve this problem? Most of our competitors focus mainly on English-speaking countries, overlooking the Latin American market, which gives us a great opportunity. And two of our team members, myself included and Cindy, we are from Latin American countries, and we have experienced this problem before. And we know people who have experienced them before also. So the first problem to tackle was the data. For that, we have a collaboration with a real client in Ecuador that has a partnership with Central Tests. Central Test, it's a worldwide known company that focus with 20 years of experience that focus on psychometric testing. Now, this collaboration allows us to show you real life data from students in Ecuador and their results. Now that we have that data, how are we going to show it to them? Now, let's see our demo.
Let's navigate through the application as Dominica. Dominica is a high school student in the 10th grade in a high school in Ecuador. So she's going to log into the 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒's application with the data that her high school has provided to her. So since we're targeting the Latin America's market, the application will be in Spanish, but for now, let's change the language to English. Our first feature is taking a test. So let's take the test. The first thing is that Dominica has to choose the language, and the result will be provided in the same language that she will take the test. So now we are connected to the Central2 API, which will provide the questions. We are answering some of the questions, but since the test will approximately take 15 minutes, for now, we're going to simulate the test and complete it. Done. The first feature is here. Our first feature is automated appointment scheduling. So now Dominica knows that she has an appointment with her counselor on Monday, 11 December. Let's check her results now. So since we are getting the real data, and Dominica is a real student in Ecuador, that she's in her 10th grade, it will take a little bit of time for us to get the data. On the result page, she can download her full report, and she will see some of the result as a primary and opposing factors. And also, let's get to the recommended careers. So here, we provide each student with top 3 careers. For example, here, Dominica can be a creative artist, a copywriter, and also a UX designer. And also, we give 6 categories. We provide each student with 6 categories so they can navigate their career choices deeply. Let's check that red dot on the top of the screen. Oh, so this is a reminder that will show that she has an appointment with her counselor. And so maybe she's not comfortable with this time that is scheduled for her. So let's go to the appointment and change it. Maybe Tuesday, December 12th would work better. So let's confirm it for now. Now let's look at the counselor side.
Now let's see how counselors can guide students better using the 𝐓𝐄𝐀𝐌𝐒 app. So I'm gonna log in as Joaquin, who is a counselor in Academia Cotopaxi, the school where Dominica goes. And once he's in his dashboard, let's translate the app to English. And one of the first things we notice is a notification. So let's check that out. Okay, Dominica has requested some help. Maybe they're gonna meet in person. So let's check if I have any appointment. So in the appointment, we can see that for Monday, 11, there's no appointment, maybe Tuesday. Okay, here we go. We have Dominica on Tuesday, so they can talk about this issue in person. Now let's check the classroom and see how other students are doing. Here in the classroom, we can see that this counselor has 6 grades assigned, which is the reality. Counselors have many students to take care of. So below this, we have our career analyze, which is one of our main features for counselors, the data visualization, where they can easily see in an interactive graph the data of their students. For example, we can see how many students are good for science group type of careers, how many are good for marketing, etc. And this insight is really valuable for teachers, high schools, so they can provide workshops, field trips, or other planned lessons according to the requirements of each class. Now let's dive deep on one of the classes, for example, grade 10C. Now here we can see how many students have taken the test, how many students still need to take any test, and the trend of the class. You can see that most of them are suitable for an IT career, so maybe a teacher can do a lesson related to this or a field trip. Now let's go even deeper and check Domenica's profile, right? So let's click on this on her profile, And the first thing, we can download the report and get a full detailed explanation. So let's download the report, and the counselor here can see all the data of Domenica and guide her in their in-person meeting. So that's how 𝐓𝐄 bridged the gaps between insights, data, and real action. Now, let's talk about how we made our application in the design process.
Hi, I'm Shay. I'm branding and product designer of the 𝐓𝐄. In our branding, our logo itself tells a story. It has three main components: stakeholder stuff for the student, data chat for the data, and initial letter E for the 𝐓𝐄. We use the Spanish logo as our main logo since we are targeting in the Latin America area. We have two primary colors: glowing green for the group of the student, and sunshine yellow for the potential and one of the counselors, followed by the aqua green and pale yellow to bring the vivid color into our UI, and dark green and the marbler to bring the contrast and professionalism in our UI kit. In the UI kit, we use the Archivo in three different styles: regular, bold, and thin is as our main typeface. We created two types of icon: line icon for the default state and solid icon for the click state. Since 95% of our users will be the student, we invest a lot of our time to create the illustration to engage and interact with them. Isometric, hand draw, and the line illustration can be found across our platform to engage and interact with our users.
Hi, I'm Anjali, UI designer of 𝐓𝐄. So let's dive into the user experience starting from the student dashboard. So we are offering quick access functions like test, counselor, support, notifications, and changing the language, glimpse of results, helps to prioritize the needs and easy navigation. And moving to the counselor dashboard, we have been prioritizing the functions like upcoming appointments, test complete status, classrooms, which simplifies the workflows and ensures easy access to the navigation.
Hi, I'm Rajat, a full stack developer at 𝐓𝐄. So for our system architecture, for client side, we are using Next.js. For our front side, for server-side rendering of some of our pages. And along with for data management, we are using Redux. And for our backend, we are using Node with Express Server, and we are using PM2 to manage our app. We are also connected to MongoDB for our database. And for our tests, we are connected to Central Test. So we have created a dedicated module to connect to the Central Test. Yeah. So for our deployment, we have deployed, since we wanted a complete hold on our backend, so we deployed our backend to Amazon Web Services. We have spun an EC2 instance along with Nginx as reverse proxy, and we are connected to it using PuTTY. And for front end, we have deployed our Next.js app to Vercel.
Now let's talk about how this is not a revolutionary tool, but it's also a sustainable venture. So for our business model, we're offering high school and annual licensing so they can access all of 𝐓𝐄's feature. We also offer college and universities to connect with our students through sponsored ads. And as well for students from public schools, which doesn't have access to the license, they can join 𝐓𝐄 through a premium subscription. In 𝐓𝐄, collaboration is key. That's why teaming up with a real-life client in Ecuador has opened our doors to connect with 9 leading universities as well as 10 high schools that allow us to do real-world testing of our application.
Hello, everyone. I am Janet, a full-stack developer. For 𝐓𝐄, we have 3 future features. First one is the university suggestion. So based on the test results, curated university suggestions that aligns with students' aspirations and academic interest will be provided. The next feature is the test matcher. So this feature empowers students to compare and analyze the outcomes of different tests taken by them. And finally, 𝐓𝐄 will be offered as a white label product for high schools for them to incorporate their own branding.
Yeah. So please feel free to scan our app using this QR code. And at the very end, I would like to thank all of you for being here. And I want to thank my team for their efforts, for the great efforts to create this app. And please feel free to contact us through our LinkedIns to create scalable solutions. And apart from that, we are also looking for an idea for a capstone project. So your idea can bump with our capstone project. Thank you.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
So first of all, with my limited Spanish knowledge, I want to say muy bien. And yeah, so I think the partnership is definitely a highlight for a student project. It showcased the ability that you guys can connect the school project with the real life, which reminds me of our project too. Yeah, we also did the partnership, and Sudan did an amazing job to make it happen. So very good. And design-wise, I think the implementation of data visualization is very good. And it's interactive, which can keep the users engaged. So yeah, very good work. A small comment on the design is that maybe try to use less colored background on card so that the overall cleanness will be improved. So yeah, just my small comment. Thanks for the presentation and very good.
I love the project, guys. I'm not from Latin America, but I'm familiar with the problem. I'm sure the Indians in the team would be able to relate to the problem. And yeah, it's amazing to see how you guys partnered with the real world organizations. We tried to do that in one of our projects, and just partnering with one was quite a challenge, and you did it with so many other high schools and universities. So job very well done on that. I do have, it's amazing to see how you guys used cloud architectures for your project, which is, we didn't do that in a third term project, and it's amazing. I'm wondering if you guys used any infrastructure as code, or was it all deployed manually in the cloud?
Yeah, not much, but like for policies, like we deployed like all our media to S3 bucket. So there we use like infrastructure as a code. Otherwise, like we are connecting to our instances, virtual machines through PuTTY, and we like Windows secure, and through SSH client. So
If cloud architectures are something that interests you, like I work, my day-to-day role involves a lot of cloud architecture work.
That's great.
So if that's something that interests you, I would highly recommend Terraform or CloudFormation. That's what companies are using right now. And
great.
it makes things a lot more easier. I would go for Terraform.
Sure.
Maybe an idea for your capstone project.
Sure.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats, guys. Really like what you did. I'm Latin American and I switched career. I really like the backhand. Yeah, very nice job in the backhand. And I feel bad because all the groups built way more screens than I did. But of course, in my defense, I had one on my team, so one last. But it's okay. Sorry, Tyler, I had to do a joke. Amandeep is my brother, so you guys are very lucky to have him as IA. Yeah, I don't have anything. It's all good. Good job.
Awesome, great work. I love the icon that you have during the transition, the loading page, and overall great product. Couple minor things, like for example, the diagram, some of the color contrast between the background of the diagram and the letter might be a little bit off. But and I love the illustration too, like some of the person. I know that probably took a bit. And another thing, I have a question actually. So when I saw the chart, it says classroom. What is that? Is that like the actual classroom on like a physical campus, or is that like a virtual classroom?
So actually we wanted to simulate a classroom like school. So what we did, we had an access to central test. So like through our backend, we took some of the students and divided them into students randomly. And then we created a simulation of a class.
I see. So they're all virtual essentially. So you have like
yeah,
counselors online.
The data is real, but the classes is not real. So the classrooms are not real. So we have simulated it so we'll do it like for the schools.
Got it. So essentially, it's essentially a representation of the physical classroom, the physical campus. Exactly. It's not like a virtual breakout room type of situation.
Yeah.
Got it. And I'm just asking that because one of the pain points you guys are trying to solve is there's not enough counselors, right? So if you guys have this platform simulating physical rooms, it's still not really solving the problem, because the problem is not having like a not clear way of visualizing things, more about not having enough counselors. So that's why I asked that question. If it's all virtual, then I think that solves the problem a little bit better. So then you can now source counselors from other places virtually and have those classrooms, like have him online. So that way, like, we'll solve the problem of having not enough counselors, because then you can have counselors from other areas to help out, essentially. So that's, why I asked that question. But yeah, great work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Echo team. Actually, for all the teams as well. That's our last presentation. All right, have a seat. Don't be distracted by the snow outside, possibly, or the pizza. All right, so we are just going to wrap up now. Again, big thanks to all the teams who presented amazing work over the last, we're going to say 12 weeks, but it was really, we know, not quite that much. Also, big thanks to our panel for coming, former Langarans. It's always very cool. Back up here. All right. So as we wrap up, I'm just going to put everyone back up on the slide so we can get a reminder of all the great groups. Huge amount of work done over the last weeks. Well earned this break. We are going to wrap up quickly. We usually have a little bit more time for a Q&A, but there is an exam coming quite quickly. So we're going to wrap up there. Thank you to all the teams again, all our guests, faculty, unsung heroes like the IAs, markers. Go enjoy your food and the rest of the afternoon. There is a Project One presentation coming up shortly. So if you can stick around, do stick around and see what they have been up to as well. All right. Thank you, everybody.